Alright, here it is, Django Unchained, the newest Tarantino movie. Alright, so yeah, Django Unchained. It stars Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kerry Washington, Samuel L. Jackson, and it features a whole lot of Tarantino actors he's used in other movies that get to come in for cameos and stuff. I don't really want to spoil it, because if you haven't seen it, I don't want to say, oh, well, you know, this guy was, and then you're like, oh, look, and where is he? When's he going to show up? And you're kind of expecting it. I want you to be surprised as I was. The story's about Django, a slave who gets freed by Dr. King Schultz, played by Christoph Waltz, a German bounty hunter, and he makes Django this proposition that he still kind of owns him, so he's going to have him help him out with some bounty hunting because he has to hunt down the Brittle brothers and he doesn't know what they look like, but Django does. And then after they do all the bounty hunting, he agrees to take Django to go rescue his wife from plantation owner Calvin Candy of Candyland. And then you basically get a whole lot of spaghetti western type action set in the deep south where people were just despicable people. I mean, in Glorious Bastards you got Nazis, terrible people. I think even the people in this are even worse. And I mean, the Nazis were bad, but I mean, these slave people are like the most despicable people on the planet. And you know what? That's where the joy of the movie comes from. Getting to see them get destroyed by Christoph Waltz and Jamie Foxx. And it is so enjoyable. Jamie Foxx has a great performance in this. He's fantastic. He starts out being the slave, just doesn't want to talk. He's like that really scared, living in like a fearful world, and then he slowly gets to come into his own character and be real, like just living and reveling in this violence and enjoying it so much. Got Christoph Waltz giving a great performance. Oh, compared to Inglourious Basterds, I think he actually does even better in this, and he was great in Inglourious Basterds. He's just so much fun in this because he also gets to be a good guy, and that's what makes him the extra bit enjoyable. The movie is very violent, but it's perpetrated on people we hate, so it's fun. It's so much fun. It's this over-the-top Tarantino violence, and in one scene, holy crap, you know, Kill Bill was ultra-violent, and same kind of goes for this movie. If you don't like blood, stay away, kind of, unless you really hate racist people, because this movie's pretty bloody. One scene in particular, you get so much freaking blood in a gunfight. Oh my god! And the thing about Christoph Waltz's character is, Django's, you get his little journey, and he gets to start enjoying the violence. Christoph Waltz is very good at his violence, but he's a very good way of talking himself out of stuff. There's a scene where he perpetrates some violence on someone, kills some people, and then ends up having to talk his way out of it. There's one or two times where that happens, and the way he gets to talk himself out of getting in trouble, they're so enjoyable because they're so tension-filled, but yet so kind of funny at the same time. It's just really fun. And then they make their way through killing these bounties, and then they get to go to Candyland. And Leonardo DiCaprio, I believe this is the first time he's played a villain, and you know what, he should do it more often because he's so good at it. He was a despicable villain. He's such a good villain. He's just a vile human being, and he's also kind of funny and interesting too, because his thoughts about slavery are kind of interesting, the way he's kind of confused about it at the same time perpetrating it. He's a really good character, and some awesome acting. I mean, there's this one scene, I saw the movie, and then the next day I read the news where there's a scene where DiCaprio kind of gets a little angry and ends up flipping out a little, and he smashed his hand on like some glass or something, and it like got a bunch of glass lodged in his hand. He's just bleeding out all over the place. He continued the scene. So that's pretty cool. He was really into the movie. He was intense. Then you got Kerry Washington. She was very good. She delivers a lot of the sadness. You can tell what she's been going through, so much horrible slavery. I mean, this movie, as opposed to Inglourious Basterds, where you got the Holocaust, you never feel the weight of the Holocaust in Inglourious Basterds. You kind of just feel like, yep, they're killing Nazis, Nazis are bad, let's watch it. But you never feel the weight of the Holocaust and all the horror. You only get it kind of through Shoshana in Inglourious Basterds. In this one, it's everywhere you look, you see the horror and the weight of slavery. Is just, you feel it. You don't need like a character to tell you. You can just looking around, oh my god, slavery is the worst, and this movie depicts it so well, and that's why the vengeance that comes up to these slavers is so good. And Kerry Washington's character just kind of really shows you, like, Yeah, you can tell a lot's happened to her, and it's not a very, it's a terrible thing. Then you got Samuel L. Jackson, kind of unrecognizable. I don't know exactly what they did, but he looks different. And Sam Jackson plays another despicable character. Leonardo DiCaprio is the villain, but Samuel L. Jackson is also very despicable because he's basically like Leonardo DiCaprio's right-hand man, and he's kind of just turned on his own people, kind of. He's almost like a slaver himself, just kind of doesn't care anymore. He treats everyone like crap. But like, if you didn't know that was Samuel L. Jackson, you wouldn't be able to tell until he starts talking, and then it's hilarious to see Sam Jackson as this old guy just walk around like, this motherfucker. No, it's so funny. I don't want to talk about it, but I don't want to spoil anything, but it's so funny, and it's so Samuel L. Jackson. And then all the cameos you get by these Tarantino actors are really good. The action in this movie was pretty cool. It's really well shot, very well written movie. I think if you want a movie about slavery, I mean, there's movies like The Help and stuff, but this is probably my favorite movie that features slavery and kind of going up against slavery and stuff. This one, my most enjoyable. The music too. The music was really good. It fits the movie and kind of the time period and all. It's just really good. It's like I won't listen to all the music on the soundtrack, but a lot of it's really good music. But I think the acting is the standout thing, because as good as the story and all is the acting in this movie. I mean, everyone's just on the top of their game, just great actors all around. The way Tarantino is able to make you feel the weight of the slavery and all makes it one of his best films, because Inglourious Basterds, as good as it was, you never feel like you're in the Holocaust. You feel like you're seeing Nazis die, but you don't feel the weight of that situation. This one, you feel the weight, and it's such a good movie. And thinking about it, it's probably my favorite Tarantino movie. I'd really have to think about it, but because it doesn't have like scenes that immediately stick out as like, oh, that's a classic Tarantino scene. It doesn't have like any dialogue scenes from something like Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs, or like these intense, long, crazy scenes from like Inglourious Basterds. But the movie as a whole is just so good that when you talk about Tarantino 40 years from now, you'll probably be bringing up, oh, Django, because the movie as a whole is so good. You don't need to just bring up individual scenes. You can just say the movie is like, yep, everything in that movie was good. So Django Unchained undoubtedly gets an A+. Such a good movie. I think you should definitely check it out in theaters. It's one of my favorite films of the year. And if you like the review, you can like or subscribe and comment below and tell me, where does this fit in your list of like Tarantino's best movies? Do you feel this is best? Do you feel it's kind of in the middle? What's your favorite Tarantino movie? Comment below and let me know. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.